So my first thoughts watching this is that fucking Brienne of Tarth. The second I saw the principal, I was like, that is Brienne of Tarth. That has to be Brienne of Tarth. And then I looked it up to find pictures to make this video, and lo and behold, it was in fact Brienne of Tarth. I almost fell out of my fucking chair laughing. What range? Gwendolyn, do ya thing. Like, she got range. She was Brienne of Tarth, the honorable Brienne of Tarth, and now she's playing, wrong thing for the right reason, Miss Principal, Miss Sweeps or whatever the fuck her name was. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I just finished watching the show Wednesday, Netflix's Wednesday, and it really speaks for itself, the fact that I have not left this spot in my filming room for 8 hours. I binged the entire show sitting right in this spot. I did eat. I got up to eat, and I do have a spot of diarrhea. So guys, I was watching a little bit of it on the toilet. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it's not like I've just been glued to one spot. I've been glued to the screen watching nonstop ever since I got home from work at about 5, and it is now 1 a.m. So I've been on it. Wait, does that math make sense? Does that math make sense? Well, I guess each episode is like 50 minutes, right? And I've been thinking about this show all day because my coworker told me to watch it. My friend Vix told me to watch it. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And so I've seen it everywhere. Like, I hear a lot of people talking about it. So I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And so I watched this first episode. And this is going to be annoying, but I don't know the Addams Family lore. I don't know the lore. I've always known of Wednesday Addams. I've always known of the character designs, right? There's been so many Addams Family projects, right? I've always seen this stuff. But I wasn't deep in the lore ever. And so I could kind of watch this show with a removed perspective from the actual lore. And I just want to say this show is a 10 out of 10. Netflix has its occasional banger, right? Like, it really does. Keep Breathing was a banger. Yeah, this is like, I don't really watch that many Netflix shows, but this is a banger. This would be one of their bangers. The show was honestly so freaking good. Let me just start by saying the cello scenes. The scenes with the cellos were so fucking out of this fucking, I don't know. Does Jenna Ortega really know how to play the cello? Because it really looked like it. I was like, is this a stunt double? Come on, bro. Like, I can't tell. It looked like Jenna Ortega was playing the cello. While the colonizer guy was burning alive, she's smiling and she's playing with this cello. It was great. She's sitting on the roof, the balcony of her little room situation. She's playing the cello. It was great. And that's the first time you see her kind of give her all into something. The character writing, absolutely magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. And the fact that they had a cast of characters and they were each so individualized. Each so perfectly individualized. I was sold on each character performance, right? I was like, yeah, that is something Bianca would do. Yeah, that is something this person would do. That is something that person would do. And let me just say, the most adorable scene of all, spoiler alert, was at the end when the, little sidekick, the little beekeeper guy, has his bees attack the main villain. He has his bees attack her and he's like, yeah, bitch. It's just the funniest fucking thing ever. I think that's the first swear word in the entire show. And it's coming from him. Oh my god, that was just so great. That was the best moment of the entire show, besides fucking cello scenes. Now, I do want to say, I love the character writing for Wednesday, right? Her lines are so iconic. Whoever was writing her character, they're the wittiest fucking person alive, right? Like, somebody said in the story, I think it was the officer guy, who was like, yeah, like, let's bury the hatchet. And she's like, I prefer not to bury the hatchet. I prefer to sharpen it. I was like, girl. I was like, brr. There was so many iconic lines. I can't even remember what was said, but I just know everything was so iconic. Like, this is somebody who, now again, I don't know the lore. I just know that Wednesday Adam is somebody who is like uninterested, who is the word blasé. She's very uninterested, unengaged by stuff, right? But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Is she this like Sherlock Holmesy character, crime solver? In any other lore of this? Like, where is that coming from? Where is this Sherlock Holmes kind of situation stemming from? Where does this come from? What is that? I do want to talk about the werewolf character. So, I forgot her name. Idris? Ingrid, I think her name was. So, we got this whole sexuality allegory, right? Like the parents trying to force Ingrid to go to this conversion camp. Ingrid hasn't, late bloomer. Oh, I haven't gotten my howl yet, or whatever the fuck. I haven't wolfed out yet. And then she stands up to the family. She's like, no, I'm gonna learn to do all that shit on my own time. I was like, nice. Like, this is really good. This is well done allegory. It was a bit on the nose, honestly, but it was still well done in my opinion. But it was so on the nose. The dialogue, hey, this is gay allegory. This is puberty allegory. Like, come on, very, very much on the nose. I was like, all right, like, you're pushing it. The fencing scene with Bianca, that was just fucking incredible. And I could tell they had fucking stunt doubles for that because, come on now. But, I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know anything for sure, but it seemed like stunt doubles because that was iconic. And I love how Wednesday lost that. I really enjoyed the fact that she lost that, right? Here's this girl, she's overconfident, honestly. She's in way over her head. She comes into this school, she decides she wants to challenge the best in the room, right? And she loses. I thought that was great. Like, narratively, this is your main character. This is somebody you probably want to win, right? I just thought narratively, it was iconic that she didn't win. If there is going to be a season 2, I know they're going to expand this lore onto Bianca's mom situation, and they're going to develop Wednesday and what's his name's relationship. What the fuck was that guy's name? Like, Alex? No. Alexander? No. Hold on. Xavier. There we go. The guy was Xavier. Honestly, I know the character Wednesday is supposed to be a bitch, but I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of frustrating to see a horrible attitude being rewarded when everyone around you is being like, stretching out their arms to help you and whatnot. And of course, there are people being deceptive and, trying to deceive her, right? So she is validated in having her guard up, but like, I needed an apology. Like, I needed something. She didn't give Xavier nothing, right? She had him arrested, which, come on, all the evidence lined up. It really did line up that it was Xavier. And for a minute, I thought it was him too. Come on. All of the evidence lined up. So she's justified in thinking it was him. And it sucks that it went as far as him getting locked up before she discovered the truth, right? But she at least owed that man a wet, sopping apology. The reconciliation she has with Ingrid because Ingrid wolfs out and literally saves her life. So Wednesday's like, okay, even though I don't hug people except my family members, because she does hug her family. Well, she lets them hug her, right? She doesn't let anybody else hug her. Ingrid wolfs out, and she literally saves her life, Wednesday's. She saves Wednesday's life by wolfing out. And I just want to say that the scene after that was so fucking iconic. It was the most iconic scene probably in this. Now, there was a lot of good cinematography scenes and whatnot, and the cello scene was epic. The first one and the second cello scene, both epic. However, I do want to say that the scene where Ingrid transforms from a wolf back to human, that scene is iconic. That scene is iconic because Thing walks over to her, right? I guess gives her a blanket or something, gives her a coat to put on over herself. And then her boyfriend, the Mr. Medusa, right, goes over to her, sees her stumbling from the woods, grabs her, and the crowd parts in respect. They all part in respect for her. She's bloody. She's a mess. She's breathing heavily, right? And they all part in respect for her. That was the most powerful scene for me. And then the hug obviously was emotional. Finally, we got that hug. And yes, of course, it was emotional. My thing is, I just want to get back to Wednesday. Her attitude is so abhorrent, in my opinion. Right? And it's like, oh, it's her coldness that these guys are attracted to, that they love so much, right? Well, I guess you could say in the case of Xavier, it was genuine. And I forgot the other gentleman's name. I'm sorry. What was his name? Toby? The guy who turned out to be the Jekyll and Hyde or whatever the fuck. That guy, I guess his interest was a means to an end. Right? The way he was acting towards Wednesday, he didn't actually like her. He needed to kind of entrap her into this whole master plan. So I guess it's not really clear, but that's what I'm just assuming, that the plant lady was telling him, hey, court Wednesday, hey, get close to her, hey, keep an eye on her, report back to me what's happening, and so on and so forth. So I did think it made more sense for the psychiatrist, the therapist, to be the mastermind behind everything, but you couldn't sell me that the psychiatrist was the mastermind, right? Because we get this scene. There's this montage where Wednesday's narrating and she's like, I don't know who the person is. And then it shows the freaking plant lady going into the secret society room, right? And so it's like, she's obviously connected to it. So what I thought it was going to be was the psychiatrist, the therapist, is the person controlling the Hyde. And I thought the plant lady was going to be the Hyde, right? I thought the psychiatrist was definitely Laura Gates or whatever the fuck her name was. And I thought the plant lady would have been the fucking Hyde. So my expectations were subverted. They were. I did think that I fucking knew that Toby, whatever the fuck his name was, the guy who turned out to be the Hyde, I knew he fucking hurt himself. I knew that. When he was like, oh, ow, and then he was just outside of the house. He was just outside of the house in a little cave. Ow, I'm so hurt. Dude, what? What the hell? I knew that motherfucker hurt himself. I was like, he hurt himself. And I don't know, I heard that the fandom for the show is getting kind of annoying on Twitter. I heard it's turning into the Stranger Things fandom. That's what I heard about you people. However, I just want to say that the show itself got shippy. I will say that. It got pretty shippy. Because both of the men confessed to her. I thought we liked each other. Like, what the fuck? How do you get that Wednesday likes you when you are literally privy to the fact that she's been using you this entire show? And I am so glad that Ingrid called her out on that shit. Because even I was mad. Ingrid was like, I'm having a panic attack right now. Wednesday didn't give a shit. She didn't say anything. And yeah, she was like, hey, we're going to hang out as besties for my birthday. And then she told the guy who turned up to be the Hyde, hey, we're going to, do a redo for that date like we were supposed to do, LOL. And then she was just using him for the car and using her friend for an excuse out of the building. And so, absolutely, everything everybody said about her negatively, all of that turned out to be true. And it's like, she doesn't change who she is. And I guess that's the big theme. Don't change who you are, right? That's the big theme between her and Ingrid. She's like, yeah, I snore. Yeah, I'm loud. Yeah, I love pink. And that's just who I am. And so I guess they're trying to equate that to Wednesday being super self-interested, getting her friends in danger. And in my opinion, it's not the same thing. It's not the same. If I have no regard for your safety, well, I do, but in the moment, I just don't give a fuck as long as I get what I need to got, right? And then after the fact, are you okay? After the fact, let me visit you in the hospital. You know, I won't blame what happened to the B guy on her because she told his ass, hey, go home. Like, we'll do it tomorrow. Which is annoying but understandable. Like, hey, here's this dance. I got dumped. So me and you, we're going to go cave hunting. Uh-oh, I got asked out again. I'm going to go to the dance. Never mind. You know what I mean? That's understandable. It's annoying, but it's understandable. Take your ass home. But he decided, I'm brave. And he went. And that was his fault. That was on him, honestly. And, like, just the brutality of, like, the implications of it being the plant teacher. This is a lady who's teaching these students. And all the while, she's sending the Hyde to kill them. Like, as an extracurricular hobby. Like, bro, what the fuck? That takes a special kind of evil. A very special kind of evil. And the subplot, well, what I thought was going to be a fucking subplot, which subverted my expectations. I thought they were trying to characterize the guy who turned out to be the Hyde. Let's say his name was Sam. I fucking forgot his name completely. It was like Toby or Tony or like T something, Chris, Sam, Louis. I don't fucking know. Jeremiah. I forgot his fucking name. But let's fucking, I thought what was going to turn out to be a subplot was all of this shit about his mom, right? I thought all of that was a subplot. He's like, did you even love mom? I thought it was just to make him like an angsty boy, like, ooh, I have problems. I'm the angsty teen. I belong with Wednesday, right? That's what I thought it was going to be. But no, I was pleasantly surprised that it was actually plot relevant. His mom was this this Hyde. What the fuck? And then for my final thoughts, I do think this fucking series is a banger. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, I've been sitting in the same spot watching it, and now sitting in the same spot also talking about it for 9 hours. And I just fucking thought it was super good. Really fell in love with Bianca's character. And I love series where the bully person and the main character protagonist type person become pretty good friends by the end of it. I love shit like that. I fucking love when series do that and pull it off and it's believable and it's good. I love that. And it works so well in this situation. And I just wish I was Bianca, honestly. And one more thing I want to point out, I love how it's shot from fucking angles where it makes Wednesday looks so fucking small, right? It's always an overhead shot, always making her look small as fuck, and I just think that's pretty iconic. Anyways, that's it from this video. I give this series a fucking 9 out of 10. Actually, I can't think of one complaint, so I'm gonna have to give this series a 10 out of 10, honestly. It was good, and it held me down right in the same spot for 9 hours. So I think I'm going to have to give this a 10 out of 10. It was perfect. I can't think of one thing that was wrong about it. It had everything that you want in a teen show, right? It had the school dance. It had drama. It had romance. It had a love triangle. It had a bitch protagonist. Wednesday's such a bitch, bro. Like, I honestly do not understand how we're supposed to feel, like, satiated with the way her and Xavier leave things. Xavier was literally played horribly by her. Like, she played him so fucking much. She implicated his ass, got him detained and shit. Like, I don't know. And just was never apologetic or nice to him about it at all. At all. Like, bitch, what happened to sorry? What happened to I made a mistake? I am so sorry. Like, he literally told her, you ruined my life. And, like, she literally did. She did. And she never apologized. She just kept talking about her and the case. And was she correct? Yes, the case was bigger than the two of them. That's true. That's a fact. It was bigger than any, personal problems or whatever was going on. It was bigger than the love triangle. It was bigger than friendship. Bigger than one person. It was. So she's correct about that. But at the same time, which she doesn't understand, right? She doesn't understand human emotion. At the same time, there is something, and she doesn't show any remorse she just doesn't show any remorse for the fact she's like, hey, the Jekyll is actually Bob, whatever the fuck his name was. And I need your help. Did you get any more visions? And woo, 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 right? Nah, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry you're behind bars and it's my fault. I am so incredibly sorry. Never. Just, hey, I need your help again. Hey, I need your help. Hey, let me break into your art studio. Hey, you did this. I don't know. It just made her a little unlikable. And, like, she's super charming, right? For someone who has, like, no emotions, only when her uncle comes, right? And when, like, death shit happens and when blood falls on her. And the dance scene, I almost forgot about that. The dance scene was fucking epic. It was fucking epic, right? Besides that, she's just this dry, like, everything she says is so monotone, and it's really entertaining, and she's really charming. I mean, I was enthralled. I was sold on the character as well. And it's just crazy because Jenna Ortega played the little sister in the show You on Netflix, which is also a fucking 10 out of 10. Hello? She played the little sister who, the Joe Goldberg, he kills her big sister, right? Like, after having a little affair with her or whatever. He kills her big sister, and then he sends the little sister some money and tells her to go far, far away or whatever, like Simba, right? And she played her. She was such a fireball. And this is such a difference from that. I don't know. It's cool. So I'm just waiting for the, like, fucking Wednesday Addams anime, because this would be such a good fucking anime. There is, like, such a tropey character, right? The cool, emotionless person who can fight really well, who can dodge hits and stuff. And that was so much so Wednesday. And it was just iconic. And yeah, 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And look out for the next video. Bye-bye.